and he he kind of looks over to you kind of immediately as you approach, and then sitting kind of across from him, across the small kind of aisle, we see your mother, who has on because it's black, it looks almost like funereal garb. Like she has very long flowing dress, and her sleeves kind of flow, and her sleeves kind of go past her hands, and then she has like a long veil on that covers her face. And you can see, but her veil, her hair kind of extends past her. And as as you approach, your father kind of looks at you and kind of like looks you up and down, and your mother has yet to turn to you.
Mother. Or no, he'd greet his father first. Father. Mother. He says, kind of bowing his head with each one.
And he turns and kind of like puts his hands behind his back, and your mother doesn't move.
The mission was completed. He kind of breaks eye contact with his dad, kind of turning his head away, not believing the words he's about to say. Lucas said that he'd be returning it soon. Or he's on his way there.
Fortunately, we've lost track of your friend.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, and he kind of like steps forwards towards you.
I straighten my posture.
Yeah, and he kind of like steps forward, and he keeps one arm behind his back, and with his left arm he kind of like grabs your chin, like right at the base of your chin, not roughly, but kind of assertively.
I've seen this hentai.
Yeah, and he kind of like looks at you in your face, and kind of looks at each of you, and then he kind of lets go, and he puts his hand behind his back, and he says, "Failure does not come lightly."
Wasn't a. We didn't fail. We accomplished.
And you see, he kind of like closes his eyes as you say that, and he nods. The order failed. Our sect failed. We were in charge of protecting this. We sent someone that we trusted. We had no idea of any affiliations. The order. And he kind of looks at you, and he says, "This failure is one that cannot be attributed to you." And he kind of like, for the first time, he breaks eye contact with you, and he like looks over at your mother, who is standing now, as she kind of walks over
I
towards you.
prepare myself for the super passive aggressive insults.
Yeah, and she kind of like walks over, and as she walks, she has almost as if she floats over towards you. And as she approaches, we see her hand kind of like lift up towards you, and the sleeve kind of falls back, and we can see um, markings all the way up to her long fingernails, who also have like markings etched in like uh, runic paint into them.
I feel like my mom's the type of hippy dippy mom that has me call her by her actual name instead of mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that she would like to be called mother. Is that what you say as she approaches?
Or as she approaches, yeah, he'd be like, mother.
And you feel like she, yeah, you feel like the presence as she gets closer, as you say mother, and um, there's no falter in it. Um, but then as she she approaches you, her hand kind of stops, What were you saying? You said you were going. Were you going to continue? I didn't want to interrupt you, Trevor, if you were continuing.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. And she says, not in your direction, but towards your father. She says, there are not many failures that can be attributed to our son. Wish is your team well.
Yeah, they're fine. Why do you ask?
And she just nods. She says, I just want to make sure none of them are incapable. Not many who survive. Not many who have altercations with Echo survive.
They're
And
not part of the sect. It doesn't matter how they are to you.
she looks at you and she says, they matter to you, son. That's what matters to me.
I'm not a little kid anymore. I see past your lies. Let's just be on with this. I know this. What's the reason for this? Just to tell me that we fucked up? That he's a traitor?
Yeah, and she kind of like, when you do that, this would be the part where if your parents were in a loving relationship, your father would be like, don't talk to your mother like that.
Yeah.
But he smirks. And he says, yes, we don't have much time for pleasantries. And he says, it was to get your report. I need to fully understand your team's involvement in this. I wasn't directly overseeing this operation.
They're not my team, they're my friends. The only team you could speak of is me and Lucas. They're not part of this. They just happen to be there. They're my friends. And they felt like helping me on my job.
And your mother says, whether officially or not, they are of our concern because we don't know if your friend, your teammate, Lucas, could have gotten to somebody else.
I'm like looking down the whole time, and then as she says that, my face is still looking down, and I kind of glare up at her.
And she gives you like, she has like open doe eyes, and she kind of gives you two blinks and says, I think nothing ill, and I'm proud of your. And she looks over at Richard and says, your independence. You do not need to be under our thumb. So, if you have nothing more to report, and you're satisfied with what you've given us, then you may be gone.
Or are we gonna hunt him down? What?
And Richard says, that's of my concern. This is beyond you now, son. Obviously, you had your chance. It fell through your fingers, just like ours. The sex is going to take a hit for this. Going to have to speak with your grandfather.
Why would he take it? Who's he taking it for? What?
And your mother says, we have reason to believe that a few of our members have begun to congregate on radical beliefs. And she kind of like looks at Richard very pointedly. and he says, "There's been a breach. Going to do our best to get a handle on that now. It's all fresh."
About time someone tried to break down this stupid shit.
Yeah, and your father kind of like takes a step forward towards you, and he
I
says,
kind of tighten my body, ready for pain.
"Yeah," and he points his finger at you, and he says, actually, he doesn't point his finger. He puts it in your chest.
Yep.
Uh, and as he does, he says, "This is the only thing that you have. All of that falls away at the drop of a hat. Your family, your legacy falling apart. You should be soiling yourself where you stand at the thought of it."
This is
Ew.
your family and your legacy. My family, I'm protecting. My legacy hasn't started yet. You're protecting your own shit. I didn't choose to be in this.
Here we go again. He looks over at your mother. The ideas you put in his head. You come from the
Wishes
same blood. And
Wishes
he kind
doing
of
that
says,
angry, like heated cry now.
"Oh, weep."
He's a tiny boy.
Yeah, yeah. And he kind of points at you, and he's like, "You put these ideas in his head, poison him with the thought of there's people out there. We're protecting them. They don't know us, and if they did know us, they'd fear us. No matter how close you get, no matter how much you think." And he kind of like stops and looks at and he stops at the face your mother is making, and he just kind of like he stops poking you in the chest, and he puts his hand back down, puts his hand back behind his back, and she says, "I'm so proud that you found people. And yes, I know they mean a lot to you. I never asked, I, I never want you to feel like you have to do these things. I've always believed in what you can do. You have a lot of potential, Wish."
Yeah, I've been told. That's what all this training was for.
She nods, and she says, "This was an opportunity to look closer at the ones you keep close. To know everyone around you, everyone around you can become an enemy,
You
no
don't have to
matter how
tell
much you
me
love them."
that. I say, like, staring at the two of them. I know the enemy closest to you hurts the most.
And she like reaches forward and kind of like puts her hand on your shoulder, trying to like reassuringly.
I, like, do that thing where I retract it back. Like a
She
fucking
like
child.
she pulls her hand back and like holds it there like a hurt mom. Like,
The only reason I still do this is because me and my friends want to make this world a safer place. And in doing that, I have to be part of the sect. Otherwise, I'd be gone. And I look at my dad, and I know that you'd kill me in a drop of a hat if I ever did that. But I would if it wasn't making this world a better place being a part of this.
and your father kind of does that like open mouth, like gasps,
How could you
and
say
he
that?
says, "I would never lay a hand on you. You're my flesh and blood." And he says that after what he just did.
Yeah, that wouldn't make me stop from
And,
beating
and
your
he
ass,
says,
though.
he says, "Just because you do not understand, you will learn and grow." And he shakes his head. "Whether that means you run off, learn the world is the way it is, and come back or not. But I would never stop you from making your own choice.
Yeah,
Leave,
you
son."
just train me to the point of bleeding and crying. Yeah, no, I understand.
And he looks at you and he goes, "And you survived, and you're stronger."
I never wanted to be strong.
Yeah, and your mother kind of like puts her hand on Richard, and he literally does what you do. And he looks at her, and she says, "Listen, none of this is what this is for. I understand. It's been a long day for you, for us too. We need to have another discussion, but when things have settled." And she like looks at you, and she says, "Take some time off, Wish. Spend some time with your family." And
I look at them
she
like when
says that with
Anakin
like,
was going
"Spend
full
some time with your family." That guilty mom way.
fucking piece of shit. I'm like looking at them with Anakin whenever he had those like super crying Sith eyes. Yeah. That's the end of my report.
Yeah, and Richard looks at you, and he says, "I don't know if I'll ever get it through your thick skull. We only want the best for you." And he like turns, and he like walks into the cloud, and it kind of dissipates as your mother kind of stands there.
I walk this lonely road.
Straight up. And the mother kind of stands there, and she says, "I know anything from me is the last you want to hear, but for what it's worth, you did very well. And your team," she just nods, "they're getting stronger too." And she kind of looks back, and she says, "Just know when someone's growing with you or stealing from your roots." And she kind of reaches for the like whole shoulder thing, but kind of forcefully puts her hand on you this time. Kind of like rubs your back and walks as the whole thing kind of dissipates around you, and you're back in the trailer.
He's like sitting there with that like angry face where the veins are going down his neck. He's crying. Like, you're one to talk. As I then go from that super dark, depressing area to looking at my friends and seeing the colors and wonder of the world again, even though we just failed. And this place is not a place we want to be at, but my friends make it all colorful and nice. Hey
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, as we see you, we cut to you jumping in the back of the what's it called?
A little camper.
Convertible thingy. And you guys, we see Benny maybe still griping as
Angrily fixing
or
the engine.
yeah. Well, this is the shot where we see you guys like drive off.
Then he angrily closed the hood.
Angrily closes the hood and goes around. We see Atticus probably front seat. We see Teddy. Well, actually, no, probably Atticus. Would you get out if your boy came out, sit in the front seat, or does Atticus not care? Atticus, you're the map guy, aren't you? Right,
Yep.
navigator. Yeah, so you're in the front seat anyway. Anyway, we see you guys all hop in the car
Heck yeah.
as we hear the turn of the engine as one spurt off. Benny knows it's Lucas's fault.
Yep.
As you guys get started, and we see like pull around and leave before any real park rangers or any real authorities get there.
Yeah.
I love it.
As small town council gets rooted for corruption and covering of murder becomes on the front page.
Yay.
Fun.
But we get like a shot as we zoom out. We get like goes to the Frightseers like computer screen page, where it kind of gives update basically like a day after this one, saying like, we had a really good episode for you guys, but video file corrupted, sound corrupted, shit got all fucked.
We're dealing with a monster that hacks shit, and it hacked our shit.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew?
Laziest cop
But
out ever.
if you want the spark notes, watch Scooby Doo Cyber Chase.
Oh my god, 100%.
And yeah, and we get like that kind of like front page, and then we say, we'll be back in blah 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 time. We'll be back in 2 weeks when we're at our next spooky destination or whatever it might be.
Yeah, keep you up to date on our next monster.
In the meantime, look at this shit, kind of a thing. And we just see
Yeah.
like Teddy's like cryptid.
I got
treasure.
internet back!
Oh my
Time to
god.
post everything!
100%. Teddy's on all the Reddits right now.
Yeah, and as that kind of goes, we get like the like road trip shot of you guys like driving, and then we get like different scenery in the background, and then we get the like calendar in the corner that's flipping days, and then
Oh
we
my
get
god.
Teddy in the corner like typing, making posts.
One thing I like to show, so for my new advancement, when we're driving one time, I'm chilling in the camper, and he feels like he failed because he let his guard down. And after seeing his parents again, he's like, fuck, time to go back to the training I've been avoiding. Because his training's pretty much just torture. So he hasn't been doing it. So he kind of does a little seance thing. And he lets multiple weak ghosts inhabit his body and like destroy his body. And then he forces them out. And that's his training. And that's how he unlocks the ability to kind of heal faster again.
Yeah.
He
Sounds
was
like college.
shirking on his torture porn training.
Sounds like college.
Can I tape this and upload this to the blog?
Do not have my face.
Okay.
Coke addict goes through withdrawal.
Oh my god,
Oh.
jeez.
Yeah, and then whether we get a couple of like road trip shots of you guys with your phones, like stop along the way to get to where you're going. Probably get a shot of
Happened?
like I'm just saying like describing the road trip shots of you guys like stopping at
Okay,
the
sorry.
world's biggest ball of yarn or some shit.
Yes.
Yes,
Finally enjoying ourselves
100%.
again.
I love it. 100%.
And in
Teddy's-
that we get like a shot of like Teddy suspiciously looking over at Atticus and every other.
Yeah. 100%. Also, Teddy is like stealing postcards.
And
'Cause
then,
Teddy does not buy.
and then other
You
shots.
leave a money trail.
Yeah, you don't ever leave a paper trail?
I think that's just your excuse to steal things, Teddy.
No. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Benny, what were you saying?
I was saying like shots of Teddy looking over their shoulder at Atticus, and then shots of Wish looking over his shoulder at Atticus.
Atticus's eyes just diverging to both of them.
And then Benny looking over his shoulder at Atticus, blows a kiss.
Benny looking
Yes.
over the shoulder at his own ass. Yeah.
That is America's ass.
I got a cake
We
that
just,
don't
like,
quit.
Benny just looks over at Atticus. We hear a squeak. That's my cheeks on the leather.
God.
When I flex my ass, it do that.
He just like rises 2 inches.
Boink, boink, boink.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
Holy
saw my
shit.
mom do Kegels. I've been doing it ever since. But you don't have a... Yeah, it does wonders for my ass. Wait, what?
Max Kegel's big
I
move.
do ass Kegels.
That's awful. I hate that.
Gotta keep my asshole tight. Perky.
That's
you know?
Atticus during the next mystery. I see no problem here.
No problem.
Yeah, so we get that like shot, and as it kind of like winds down, we get the like fucking Beach Boys holiday. Whoa.
Oh my
That's
god.
very accurate.
Yeah.
Holiday. That kind of shit. And as it like dies down, we get the you guys kind of like pulling up, and we get a shot Unless there's any scenes you guys want to have before you arrive in the next place, because we still have a few scenes you're going to be able to have here. You're not jumping right into the mystery when you get there. You're still vacationing.
Okay.
I'm pretty good. They found out we yeah, told them that shit happened. Other than that, that's not really anything else besides him just becoming happier being with his friends after the failure. And then also doing his torture training again.
Especially when you just do it in the everybody hears you screaming in the camper when they're in the convertible.
Pretty much like, what's he
Yeah.
doing? Oh my god, what's he? Atticus, I know what he's doing. Oh, actually, all of you would know what he's doing. Just Atticus was kind of trained almost in the same way. Mine was specifically for my parents, but both me and him know that training. Benny, I've confided it into him, crying about the shit I have to do because I love him, and he's the shoulder I cry on. And then, what's their face? Teddy would know because Teddy fucking saw it one time. That's how Teddy was like, "Yo, what the fuck's up with your family?"
Yeah. Teddy's 100% the creep that fucking looked through their window and saw them doing that shit, and they're like,
What the fuck's that?
is this puberty?
Are you turning into a ghost?
Teddy,
So-
I knew it! I knew you were a fucking werewolf!
So the song and like the montage ends on like a shot of like you're now entering San Francisco.
Hey.
Ooh,
As
San
we
Fran.
see you guys pulling across like as
Home of
it's
people
getting to be
sniffing their own
nighttime.
ass.
Yeah, it's getting to be nighttime. You know, San Francisco, the discount Hollywood.
100%.
As you kind of like drive across Golden Gate, you see the beach. It's about nighttime. And I don't know if the Golden Gate is the Golden Gate north or south.
Oh, it's
I have no
McDonald's.
idea.
South.
South.
I think so.
So you would be entering. If you're entering the San Francisco, you'd be coming from the south. So anyway, you're not driving across the.
I could just be
You're driving
bullshitting,
from
I don't
somewhere
know.
up north. Driving from somewhere up north, and as you enter, you see the many stacked hills, the beaches, the pier, the beautiful skyline, San Francisco. As you guys start making your way down into the place itself. Does anybody do the annoying dad thing of like, look at that view as you
Oh,
guys
that
enter
is
San Francisco?
super wish.
See,
Oh my god.
Benny wouldn't do the look at that view. He would just go, ah, that smells like salt.
Oh my god.
That smells like salt. My
Oh my
nose.
god, the fish ass out here.
Oh my god. Teddy is 100% engrossed into their laptop.
Wish is
Teddy is
just trying to
100%
treat this like a
gross.
fucking what is it, normal road trip as much as he can.
And then Atticus would be like, "Yep, that smells like salt."
That is salt indeed.
Salt.
Atticus, or no, Teddy. You know, there's actually a monster that puts these salt-like vapors in the air, and as you breathe them in, it slowly kills your lungs.
Wish. No monster talk. We're here to enjoy ourselves.
Gotcha, fam.
Yeah, same thing, but probably aimed at Teddy.
Yeah, no, yeah. He bends the rear view mirror to look at Teddy and just glares.
No.
Teddy just.
Did you just hiss at Vinny? I'll hiss at you too. I'm rabid.
It's been weeks, and now I finally have my sweet, sweet laptop back.
Hey, Buzz, the Xbox controller. Sorry,
Teddy's
my
just
dad needs the
caressing their
Xbox controller.
fucking. Fine.
What
He's
is
just
what is Teddy
caressing their
caressing?
fucking. Good lord, bro, you're fucking interrupting me.
We're on a delay. What are you saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Y'all suck. But I was just saying how Teddy's like just caressing their laptop, and they're like,
Hey, we should
"Don't worry,
interrupt them again.
I'll never leave you ever again." I hate this. I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
I
I
think
heard you.
I
I
think
heard
Maddie might be on a bigger delay.
Most likely, it happened
Hey
before.
Maddie,
Remember?
type something into the chat whenever
Type
you hear
acorn.
me. Yeah, type acorn in the chat whenever you hear me say pineapple after this, okay?
Okay.
Pineapple. That was
That
about 2 seconds or so.
that was an acorn.
I'm not gonna type acorn. I'm gonna make it as fast as I can.
That's fair. I mean, that makes complete sense.
That's
Oh,
fair.
it might not be plugged in down there because the dogs keep fucking hitting it.
I remember last time we did pineapple, it was like a minute delay.
Yeah.
It was bad. I think I just kept talking right when Maddie was talking.
Yeah, no, it was just a bad case of like literally interruptions.
But yes, Teddy is caressing their technology and whispering sweet nothings to it. And,
Yes.
as that's happening, we get like as we're entering San Francisco, we get a slight talk from Benny saying, "No monster talk. We're here to have fun."
All right, enjoy yourselves. Got it?
Does Benny do the thing where it's like, and fun is when I am the leader?
Yes.
You guys fight monsters. This is my domain. The
I
normal
snort
world.
cocaine.
After we would say that, Atticus would be like, "All right, here's sunscreen. Here's face sunscreen. I got the towels in the back. He's got everything."
Atticus is the mom. Got it.
I love it so much. I love how
mom
you
has
have to like fucking chase down Teddy to put on sunscreen, and Teddy's like, no.
And as you guys kind of like pull down, we get to like one of the first stops in San Francisco, and you kind of like pull up to the red light as you guys are having this discussion.
Okay.
As Benny's like getting to the tail end of his like here's where I have fun like speech.
We're gonna go to the pizzeria. We're gonna enjoy ourselves there. No talking about the government poisoning us through cheese.
That's
The
what
cheese
they're
is
doing,
the okay
though.
part. It's the pepperoni.
Everyone knows that that Papa Josh is owned by a fucking Illuminati member, and that's why they're in triangles.
Did he get
Oh.
unplugged from the HDMI too?
Dang Mama Joanne's.
The car just
Oh,
does a hard
Joanne.
stop as Benny just stands up and points like, no. And then just sits back down.
You've gone too far, Teddy.
You won't ruin this for me. Yeah, well, the dog smoking got back there one day, and I saw the fucking Xbox flipped over and shit. It was the dogs. They
We
were
have
back
an
there trying to get the
Xbox?
rats. And I literally came home. Sorry, my dad. I literally came home and the Xbox was out in the middle of the living room and flipped over. I don't know how the fuck they did it, but they like yanked it all the way across the room. Yeah, and as you guys pull up to the stoplight, you finish yelling at Teddy. And as you guys kind of look over, probably, man, I am so lost in all these different conversations happening. As you look over, probably Atticus, because you're a very perceptive person.
Uh-huh.
You look over, and sitting on the street corner, there is a man with kind of like an army green jacket, but it's very disheveled. He has pants. He's obviously a homeless man. He doesn't have shoes on. You can see his feet are kind of like they have like rings of different levels of dirt around them. And he has the thing that strikes you the most about him is that he doesn't have like you don't just see like you don't see his face because he's wearing like a mask that's just a fucking star, like a reflective like star. Like when people go by it, it reflects as if it would reflect off like reflector lights on reflector lights on bikes, that kind of a thing.
Weird.
And you can see his like you can't see his eyes because it reflects so much that it's kind of obscures his eyes. And he's holding a sign that says "Death was always the greatest inspiration."
Jesus.
Atticus sees this and like kind of has to do a double take. And then he lowers his shades, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Hey,
he's just
Benny,
kind of
see
like
that?
standing there with the sign, kind of like homeless people do in the corner. Doesn't really not like people are going by and kind of like putting money in the pot in front of them.
The sign says, "Why lie? Don't need beer. Just want dick."
No, the sign says what I said before, but yes.
We can Photoshop it to say that now because it's the
We can,
sign.
yeah.
Respect.
Betty takes a picture, hands it to Teddy, says, "Photoshop now."
No, you can start. You can skip and to get online. You have to start it. Well, it's probably not connected, Dad. You got to connect it.
But
Oh, okay. So you go to the back on the opposite side. There's a button. No, there's a button. Yep.
Tech support.
You'll feel it when it goes.
I feel it.
It's like midway down. It's like you feel like arrows. There you go. All right, I'm back. Hello.
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 after Atticus sees a weird sign man, Atticus would like nudge Benny on the shoulder, like, "Hey, you see that
See what?
dude holding the sign? It's kind of weird.
How terrible would it be if I said he's not there anymore?
That'd be awesome."
Is he still
He's
there?
not- he's still there. He's still there.
Okay.
He's still there.
And,
He's not there. Oh, he just took a couple of steps. Okay.
and what does the sign say, actually?
You have to update if you want to play online. That's what I said.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
weird sign.
You have to
Yeah, no, the
update
sign-
him.
No, the sign says death was always the greatest inspiration, with like quotes on it.
And Benny just kind of squints and then slowly turns at Atticus like, "You've never been to San Francisco, have you?"
Thank you, Benny. That's so good.
He turns and looks. No?
You'll see a lot of those. Don't worry.
Okay, good. So it's the norm around here.
As far as Benny knows.
Where'd you get it? Awesome.
I feel like that was a good Benny answer.
So, yeah. So you get that as Benny, you like start driving away from the intersection. Where would y'all go? Would y'all like go to the motel first to get set up? Or is Benny
Probably.
like, let's go straight to the beach and we're gonna sleep in the camper on the beach?
Okay.
If anyone tells him to go to the motel, he'll go to the motel, but he's driving to the beach.
Yeah.
It's
probably
getting
beach.
to be sundown. Like it's like right at the point where like it's kind of blue in the sky.
Yeah.
Firelight or fireside chat with the boys on the beach.
That sounds
True.
lit as fuck.
Told you, when it comes to parties, Benny knows.
I would go to a like seaside campfire to be with the homies. That sounds awesome.
Sounds great.
Oh, bro, I want that right now, though. IRL.
Sorry, continue.
Who's continuing?
I think Gavin at this
Jared,
point.
he said if anyone stops to tell him we can go to motel, otherwise we go to campfire song.
Oh, the
Oh,
beach.
fuck yeah,
Oh.
campfire song.
Yeah. I have a question for Evan.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's just
Yeah.
I'm eating food. Yeah.
Okay. It's not a big question. I was wondering, if, because I didn't really set this up with you, but I mean, just to make it kind of make sense, since
Yeah,
I've been like sending letters to like Atticus's bio mom, if I told her in advance where to send letters, because we already planned out the road trip where we're like heading to places. So if I told her like certain cities to send letters at,
Are you sending letters or are you like emailing? Because I assumed you were emailing.
do I want to send letters? You know what? I'm gonna email. Fuck that shit.
I didn't think that you were the kind of dad.
Paper trail.
Paper trail. I mean, either or, you're gonna leave a trail.
Online's not as bad as physical paper trail.
I beg to differ.
I was
Yeah,
just saying,
you
like
can burn
nowadays.
paper. You
I
can
mean,
burn
like-
paper.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just say
that's true.
nowadays though.
Can burn computers ease.
You could also
Yeah, but
nuke
anything
the
that you
country.
touch on that computer. You can also just die. Like, these are all options. You guys are right.
Gosh.
Thank you for listing these very broad options.
But
Um,
never fucking mind, then I'm just gonna do email.
Yeah, basically, I don't think I've forgotten you, Maddie. The second we get a place where you guys are all doing something, I got you.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So is that? It sounds like we're picking up at the beach.
Let's
Uh,
go to the fucking beach.
Yup.
So Benny, you pulled up to one of the piers, probably Baker's Beach, because you know it's the nicest one. It has the of the Golden Gate,
Yeah.
and as you guys kind of like, we see in the distance. Oh, sorry, I'm burping. I've been eating pizza. So we see the beach at nighttime, right? So it's kind of like the stretch of sand, um, the stars kind of above. We can see the lights from the city right behind y'all. Kind of, the light pollution. It's awful. But across the way, we can see the redwoods and like the beautiful stars over the redwood forest. And as you're all kind of sitting there, we can see probably Wish and Atticus are the ones throwing the wood on the like little bit, and Benny's finishing up. Teddy's sitting there, but Benny's finishing up digging a little sand pit for like the fire pit. So it's like a little indented in, and there's like a little bit in the middle that you guys just throw the fire at. It's not crazy. It's not crazy intricate. You guys are just trying to chill. And as we see, Benny probably hops over. You throw whatever you're using to fucking ignite this. Maybe Wish you pop a fireball magic or something.
ease.
Uh,
It's not
and it just-
working. Just keep trying it. I'm just like, oh, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and as it kind of ignites, we get a little bit of orange light to the area, and all of you are kind of like lit up, and we get a shot of everybody kind of looking around as you can hear the ocean. There's a few other people on the beach, not that many. A lot of people kind of like hanging, like doing the similar thing that you're doing, but kind of in their own, not too far away from y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as we kind of like see this like bigger shot of the beach, we come back to see you guys. Yeah, what's going on? How how is the powwow?
I'm telling Benny to play his guitar.
Yeah, Jared
Benny,
walked in.
he is BRB bad chicken.
Oh, he poo poo.
He's got the
Frog.
liquid shits.
Dude.
Atticus says that.
No, I fucking wish
Oh.
though.
Jared said that. Okay, so maybe we get a shot of the boys all talking at the thing. By the way, Wish, you've gotten a little bit of info since like things have been more less as things have settled a little bit, right? It's been a little bit more time. And you've got that there's an internal investigation going on in your, and it's not like, as far as you know, the only person you've kind of been told who's feeding you information directly, would that be your parents or would that be somebody else?
Feed me what?
Who would feed you truthful information directly in the order?
I think it'd be more on stuff about the order. He'd probably get it from like a not really like a newspaper, but there'd probably be something out whenever you're doing whatever intrinsic thing you have out in the field. You'd probably pick it up on that, like they pretty much send it out through the Weaves of Fate type thing. And so you probably pick it up on pieces of nature, or if you're doing a telling, you notice it on someone's palm or something like
Omens.
that. Yeah, omens. Yeah.
You're kind of told things through omens. So nobody in particular. So there wouldn't be someone who. Basically, I'm asking you: did you get the information just from like a parent, or would you just get it from the order directly, or would you give it to somebody that's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you the lowdown," because this is not what everybody's talking about. Sounds like you just get general information. You don't have any.
Yeah, you just get general information. If it's something very specific that they don't want you to misconstrue in any way, then they try to contact you
Okay.
in a more substantial way.
So then you've gotten information directly, probably from your mother.
Oh,
because this isn't full on. Everybody knows this information. This is just because you are her son. This is why she's not letting everybody know this.
Dang.
But she says, "Be careful. Only deal with me and your father directly. There's an investigation going on in the order. We don't know who we can trust."
I don't reply. I figure good riddance.
Just reply, I don't trust you.
Fuck you, Mom.
Can they start by burning the switch at the stake?
Why would you burn the Switch? It's a good console.
Eh. I like it. But
I will
it's-
ravage your nutsack.
My back hurts. That's why I said fuck.
Could you ravage my nutsack?
I will
Yeah.
caress your nutsack.
I'll take that.
Crush my cock with rock, I must.
Crush my cock with cock.
Oh my
You get a lot
God.
more if you hear them.
That's,
you hear
that's
them?
definitely the homie jokes you're doing right now
It's
at the,
loud.
the campfire.
Cool.
You guys are like,
Okay, sorry.
touch
Dad.
my nuts, and
Uh,
Teddy's just off to the
so-
side, just like.
So then, that's the only information you've been given about what's going on. Trevor.
Okay.
Uh,
Alright, noted and trying to ignore. Or at least repress. So I can have
Yeah.
good times.
Repress.
and because it's not like an all, like not the whole Aura Audio thing or even the whole sect thing, you don't get any information on it. Atticus. Monarch is completely separate from it. Unless
No biggie.
doesn't have to do with the joint thing that they're currently doing.
No
Um,
biggie.
Cool. So while you guys are doing your boys thing, we kind of like zoom in on Teddy.
Yo,
Teddy,
like
you want
what
to
up?
contact? Do you have a name that you go by? Is there?
Big Chungus.
Did you hack his shit to find out what he calls his mom?
Yeah, 100%.
Atticus, what do you call your mom?
Big Chungus.
Mom.
I'm trying to think.
Bitch.
Big Chungus.
I don't think he calls her mom.
Big Chungus.
Or
I
like call
think-
her by her name.
Yeah, like Miss last name. I
She
don't.
goes by the madam.
Miss Big Chungus.
Do you just
If she
breathe?
doesn't really go by her real name. She doesn't really let anybody know her real name.
Mhm.
But she goes by the madam in most business transactions. I don't know if that's what you call her though.
Big Chungus.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're her kid. You should. I mean, hopefully you know her name.
Yeah, the Atticus refers to her as Miss Sternwell. Doesn't say mom.
All right, so it's like super like unaffectionate.
Yep.
All right, so that wasn't that hard. You just pretend like you're someone trying to sell something to her.
Right? Or like
She'll
contacting
never
a
know.
teacher.
Now, she'll never know.
100%.
So yeah, what do you send to her?
I feel like Teddy has been in contact with her for like a while now. Maybe like maybe for like a little bit whenever, even when Atticus was first staying with Teddy and Teddy's bio mom.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I think that you've been corresponding with them. With
Yeah,
her for that long.
Yeah, because Teddy's hot garbage. No, because yeah, because Teddy's garbage and doesn't know how to fucking talk to Atticus. So I think this is probably just since they've been talking for so long and stuff like that. It's just kind of been a little bit of back and forth in the beginning, and now it's more of Teddy will get information and stuff like that from her.
What information are you trying to get from her? Is what I'm.
Sorry. The information that Teddy's trying to get is information about like Atticus's like past.
What do you want to ask?
You
You are Atticus. You have to remember.
I
that.
know. I
That's
am
why.
Atticus.
Yeah. Like,
It would
in
be
this
like
scenario.
Okay, sorry, I didn't understand. I thought you were talking for a backstory type thing.
No, I know. Yeah, I know that you've been talking. Basically, you've been pretending to be Atticus to try and get information, and then at first it was just to try and know more, and then now it's kind of like you've been using it to understand Atticus because you're socially awkward.
Yeah,
And
100%.
Atticus is also socially awkward.
Yeah,
Yep.
Atticus, what the fuck? Get better, bro. Yeah.
He
No,
can
I
talk,
think
he just doesn't like it.
Teddy straight up asked
He's for-
if I would have to think because Teddy doesn't know that like it's God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a strange thing
It,
to
it
be.
is a very weird thing. I think Teddy would like ask like just say how Atticus quote unquote like I been experiencing weird things. And I'm curious if it runs in the family type thing. Like I don't know
Oh,
what
so
this
like
is.
I've been like this thing's been happening recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Mom, my body's changing. What's going on?
Why is
I'm
my dick so
scared.
big?
Why do I dream about you at night, Mom?
Listen, honey, I can't help you with that. That's something you have to deal with by yourself.
Yeah, you shouldn't talk to me about that one.
Bro, I saw this fucking real quick. As an aside, I saw a TikTok about how millennials. I don't think it was millennials. Yeah, millennials sexualize the word daddy, and it was like millennials sexualize the word daddy. Of course they did because baby boomers sexualized the word baby. Can you guess what the Gen Z sexualized? And then you heard, "What are you doing, step bro?"
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's fair.
I was like, "It's real, and I hate it." um, so your message to them is along the lines of like trying to get information about this thing that Atticus showed you, this power.
Yeah.
Pull up all the rules.
Man, it's such a shitty thing, but I'm loving this.
I know. I feel so bad, but I'm like, Teddy would do this. And Teddy wouldn't see it as a bad thing either. Teddy would just be like, I was desperate. I didn't know what to do, you know?
So I don't think this is manipulate someone because I don't even think you could do that. So let me double check that any of your moves don't coincide.
I burped and it hurt.
So I honestly think this is investigative mystery, investigating.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So based on the roll, your investigate the mystery roll, I will tell you what you can ask a question there, and I can tell you how the mom would answer that.
Okay.
Is there any way possible I give a minus on this?
You can interfere. Yeah.
No, don't. No, he's not
I
allowed
don't even
to.
know. Is that a thing you can do in this game?
That's what I'm wondering.
Interfere. Let me look it
Because
up.
you can help.
Is it? It's weird. Like going to the book.
Yeah, I got the book open. Let me go down.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, there's nothing that says this isn't usually a PC versus PC game, so there's not really anything that says to hinder someone.
Yeah, like it's no biggie if I can't.
I think that honestly, this is. I'm gonna give it a minus. It makes sense to give because nature of trying
Maybe
to figure this
something
out.
on act under pressure.
Because you have the hoops you're trying to jump through, my friend.
Yeah,
Be like, I need to find out things about me, mom.
right.
And this is basically just it's getting more risky to be in contact with.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think inherently, to satisfy and also kind of make sense of it,
Yeah, there's nothing
I'll give
for
you
hindering.
-1. I'll give you
Minus
-1 to the roll, but there's no like roll to interfere.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
All right, -1. 7.
Damn it. So
That's
close.
One question. One question.
Okay.
And make sure you emphasize the it when you're talking about your brother.
Okay. Shut up.
Yeah, you sick fuck.
What'd you say, Jared?
I was thinking maybe since we wouldn't roll instead of making it just an automatic -1, maybe you can make it a deal like spend a luck and it gives them a -2.
I don't want to spend luck because that's the end of your character's back.
I know, but that way it kind of makes it so that like, it's a big thing if someone tries to hinder something.
Well,
Mhm.
I wasn't setting precedent -1. I'm not going to automatically give people -1. I was just ruling in this specific scenario.
Okay, I was just giving a suggestion.
Yeah, I agree. I
Okay.
agree. I'm trying to. I don't want to mess with luck at all.
That's fair.
Very serious in this game, apparently.
That's fair.
All right. Um, what sort of creature is it?
So So the information that you get back about Atticus, about yourself from your mom, uh, basically through a conversation, and the conversation at her saying, "What do you mean you've been feeling strange?" kind of a thing, and you kind of like go into detail, um, and probably mention like, "I try to describe what Atticus did to you,"
Yeah.
and what she says to you for you to understand, because she's speaking to you like you already know this,
Mhm.
because you're you. You're supposed to be Atticus, so she says, "Well, that's a part of our bloodline. Those abilities will develop, but it's up to you to act on them." And she continues to kind of say, "Unless you act on them, then you will be able to keep them at bay." And she says, "But I know you'll be ready for whatever you're ready for when it's your time." And then she kind of goes on to say like, "I thank you for confiding in me about this. I didn't think we'd ever reach this part of our relationship, yada kind of thing."
Oof.
Because to
Yeah.
her, you're repairing the relationship from
Yeah.
her side of
I
things.
100%. I think at that when Teddy reads that, Teddy's like that hits because then Teddy like I guess more realizes that this wasn't a healthy relationship that they had, and now Teddy's giving this person like false hope type thing.
Yeah. And as you're kind of like going through it, where did it go? What's it called? I don't know how this works fully exactly. Does anybody know anything else about you, Atticus, or would it only be now Teddy that would know this kind of information, like this level of,
What do you mean by that? Like in
like
this group?
in this group? Yes, I can't. I don't know how openly you've talked about it.
He
Is
he
everybody
does
still
not.
mostly in the dark?
Yeah, everyone's still mostly in the dark.
In the players as well,
Yeah.
or just the characters? Both.
Uh, the player. Yeah, I haven't told anyone else about Atticus' backstory, like in the
Okay,
players.
then I'm going to jump in a call and tell Maddie specifically.
Yay! I get to know secrets and you don't, losers. Phantom Zone.
I'm glad y'all aren't people that go behind Atticus's back to information.
I bet he knows nothing. Hell, Benny doesn't even know who he is.
I don't know, man. Benny's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure he would just inherently know.
Just inherently. It's like,
He would look
trouble
into
with
a
your
mirror and
mom,
be like,
huh?
"Damn, I look good." Nope. Give me
Alright.
false hope that they were already done.
That would have been really fast. Oi, Trevor.
Ah!
Sorry, you scared me. Um, They just there was it just finished a live announcement for Final Fantasy 14.
Uh-huh.
There's a new expansion coming this fall.
That's cool.
New jobs, a lot of stuff. It's actually going to be the finale for the story they're telling right now, and then after this expansion